Yo, what's up, everyone? Back for this Week 3 Monday Night Showdown slate. Once again, the game itself isn't super appealing with the Bears heading into Washington, but there's still a lot of money to be had today. So let's get into it. You can drop a like and subscribe down below. Starting off, let's talk about my picks that I'm interested in, and then we'll look at some builds as usual. The Bears' offense has been absolutely terrible throughout the first 2 weeks of the season. Trubisky's thrown for a total of 348 yards. The matchups have been pretty tough, but he should still be throwing like at least 500 yards throughout 2 games. No touchdowns and 1 interception. And last week against the Broncos, they just basically abandoned him and just went with the run. Only threw the ball 27 times, and we could definitely see that going forward in close games because the Bears don't seem to trust Trubisky as much, and it seems like he's taking a step backward after he looked pretty good last year. So this matchup is pretty good though in against Washington. The Redskins have not been very good defensively, but Trubisky has been a lot better at home, so it's kind of a toss-up here. I'm kind of leaning towards going with Keenum, who's cheaper than him. He's been much better than Trubisky. The Washington Redskins throw the ball a lot more, and at home I have a little more confidence that Keenum is going to have a better game, even though the matchup isn't very good against the Bears defense. Allen Robinson, he is the best target and the only reliable target really on the Bears. You can't really trust anybody else to catch passes, especially with the lack of throws that the Bears do. They don't throw the ball a ton. But Robinson has gotten 20 targets through the first 2 weeks. He's gotten 20 of Trubisky's 72 targets, so well over a 25% target share. He's by far the top receiver on the Bears. Montgomery got a lot of work last week. He got 18 carries after week 1, didn't get much work at all. I like him this week against the Redskins, especially with the run-heavy approach that the Bears are implementing. Montgomery's pretty cheap at 94. Does have touchdown upside, and he's going to get a lot of carries. So I like him a lot. Scary Terry, love that stack with Case Keenum here at 8,600. He's looked really good the first 2 weeks, touchdown in each one, and he's playing a ton of snaps here. Week 1, he played 93% of these snaps on offense, and in week 2, he's still very involved on offense. Here he played 90%, which was the most on the team. So I gotta like Scary Terry a lot here to pair with Case Keenum. Not super high on Vernon Davis here. That 7,800 price tag is pretty high. I mean, you should be in your player pool if you play a bunch of lineups, but I think going cheaper with like Trey Quinn is much cheaper than him. I'd rather go there, or even Chris Thompson. I like him at 74. With the injury in week 1 to Geis, he's going to get more work, even though Adrian Peterson is going to get a lot of the running down, or a lot of the work on the first and second down. Chris Thompson has always been a high upside guy. Catches a lot of passes out of the backfield. They don't give him a ton of carries on the ground, but he is a very good pass catching back out of the backfield, and he should probably get 8 to 10 targets once again, depending on how this game goes. I like Thompson a lot at 74. Same thing kind of goes with Tariq Cohen here. With the Bears not really throwing the ball deep very much, Cohen out of the backfield can definitely get some targets, and he also is a high upside guy, so I have a lot of interest in Thompson and Cohen down here at those two prices. I like Adrian Peterson too, as well at 58. Last week against the Cowboys, he got a lot of work early in the game, but then when the game got out of hand, when they were down by double digits, multiple touchdowns, they kind of abandoned the run. Peterson's going to get a lot of the carries on the ground here. Nobody else really took away carries from him, but the game script did kind of push him away in the second half, but he was still on the field for about 18 snaps. It should be more than that this week, and at 5,800 he's pretty cheap. Paul Richardson, I like him at 5,000. I like Trey Quinn a little more though at 38. $1,200 discount between the two. Taylor Gabriel, he plays a ton of snaps, but he's not been able to do much with it at all. He's just not a big receiver at all, very small. It's tough for him to he can easily get shut down by bigger corners. And even though he's playing a ton of snaps, he's not done much with it at all. Week 2, he played 87% of the snaps. Can really only trust Allen Robinson, who's playing 90%. Gabriel, if he gets taken away again, I don't see him playing much of an impact in this one. I like Trey Quinn a lot. Miller's done nothing, but he's still playing about 50% of the snaps. 3,600, he's worth a GBP play. Then both kickers here, it could be a low-scoring game. The Bears' defense is very good. I like Hopkins here of the two, especially with Pinero dealing with a little bit of an injury. Hopkins also cheaper, but both kickers, you can't really, it's tough to really tout a kicker. Both are in play at those prices. And then I don't see myself going any cheaper than the kicker this week. There's not like a $200 play that I like we had a couple weeks ago. So let's look at a couple builds here. Starting off at captain here, if we go with Case Keenum, I'm definitely going to pair him with his favorite target, Scary Terry. And then see if we go with a running back here of the Bears, Montgomery at 94. Go with Trey Quinn here at 38, who's looked pretty solid, getting 13 targets through 2 weeks. I like the price tag on him a lot. And then we can go with Adrian Peterson, gonna get some work here early in the game. 7,100 left. Can play Tariq Cohen. Can play 2 running backs for the Bears if you want. Or if not, you can probably get to Allen Robinson here. And then instead of playing like Peterson, you go play Paul Richardson, and then you can go up to Chris Thompson. So this is like a really heavy Washington stack. If you think that the Bears offense is going to struggle again, you kind of get all the offensive explosiveness here in this one. Besides Peterson, who's not much of an explosive player anymore, but he still has a touchdown upside. But if you think Case Keenum's going to have a big day through the air, this is kind of what I like. You still get exposure to that one Bear receiver that has a chance to put up some yards on the Bears. So this one I like, especially if you're kind of like me and think that the Redskins will win this game. If you want to go cheaper at captain, I don't mind that at all. We can go here. We can go super cheap and play like a Paul Richardson, or even play like Trey Quinn at captain if you want to see what that does. So yeah, let's just try it and see what that opens up for us. But if you go very cheap at captain, you can definitely get both quarterbacks here. Keenum and Trubisky, you can get both of their favorite weapons, Robinson and Scary Terry, and then 53. You could even play Paul Richardson here and just be happy with it. Or you can go even to David Montgomery here and Richardson, close to getting to Adrian Peterson. You're 100 away. If we try to get to AP, then we're going to have to not play Montgomery. We're going to have to go down to like a Chris Thompson just to save some money. And then probably go up from Peterson. Don't want to play that. You're a little bit away, but you can just play Tariq Cohen here and leave some money on the table. But I kind of have like my core group of players that I'm really focused on for this slate. I'll do one more here, and this one we'll do with Scary Terry at captain. Like Keenum here, Montgomery, Chris Thompson a lot at 74. You can go with Adrian Peterson, and then 4,300 goes Trey Quinn. Just have a feeling that the Redskins are going to kind of feel myself going with the Redskins offense a lot more than targeting the Bears offense. That might backfire, but just looking at the way the offenses play and the Bears not really trusting Trubisky makes it a lot tougher for his receivers to really get any work. So we'll see if that's what happens, but I kind of do like going with the Redskins a little more this week or on this slate than the Bears. I'll do one more here with Keenum. I think that's where I'm going to go with that captain today. I just feel he's been safe. He has upside, and he has pretty solid. He has a good number of targets to throw to. Going to go Keenum here. This time I'll go Paul Richardson at 5,000. I don't see myself not playing McLaurin this week or tonight. And I like Cohen here at 68. Price tag's cheap enough. We have plenty of money left. Go Peterson. A little away from going to Peterson. We can probably just go with like Trey Quinn here, and then 1,100 left. Try to get to Allen Robinson. It's gonna be tough. See if we can play kicker here, 3,200, and then the only thing I can see is not playing Trey Quinn and just playing Miller here, or you can play both kickers if you want. And that's some of the builds that I'm looking at for today. Mainly looking at like the Redskins side. I like Keenum, McLaurin, Trey Quinn, and Thompson and Peterson are my top plays. On the Bears, not as much, but I like Robinson, Montgomery, and Cohen. But that's it. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Drop a like if you enjoyed, and good luck to